This particular lands of Natick was given. It was given from the people, the native people on the land, which was John Speed.
The massive Indian populations outside the praying towns decided they could not accommodate. They really didn't want English culture. They didn't want to lose their land, and they revolted.
About 550 praying Indians were deported to Deer Island. The winter was brutal. The praying Indians were poorly dressed and sheltered.
The native people are almost synonymous with nature and the land. So to give up your land is to give up parts of your very own body.
The colonists deported many of the Pequot warriors to the West Indies aboard the ship Desiree. In 1638, Desiree returned to Massachusetts. According to John Winthrop, then governor of the colony, it was loaded with salt, cotton, tobacco, and Negroes.
Alright, so the purpose of this video is to clear up any confusion and misconceptions that a lot of y'all folks have. Like a lot of people, or a few people, are commenting on my videos, and they're talking about black people are not indigenous to America. You know, you have some fools commenting on my video, you know, bringing this nonsense to my videos without researching it. So, you know, they're saying black people are not indigenous to America, that, you know, black people are African. Black people here in America are African. Y'all came off slave boats. Black people are indigenous to Africa. And, you know, you have some black people, you know, talking that nonsense, talking about, y'all, anything but African. Y'all hate Africa. Y'all hate Africans. Y'all hate African heritage. Y'all don't want to be black. Anything but black. Blah, blah, blah. You know, all that nonsense. And, like, they always gotta, you know, they always gotta do that. Like, they always gotta use that, oh, you hate your African heritage. Trying to, like, shame you. But you have to do the research, folks. You just have to. Because it's kind of sad that you got these people over here trying to, like, I don't know what their problem is. They over here trying to stop this progress. They're trying to stunt the progress. So, I'm gonna just clear up the confusion. Because you still have a lot of people, like, you still have some black people who don't believe that this went down. So, let me clear up some confusion, because I noticed, like, I don't want anybody thinking that we're claiming to be Asian, the Asian tribes or anything, you know? You know, I don't want that. I don't want people confusing that we're trying to claim to be like some of them. Nah. And because what really went down is, I'm gonna show y'all. So let me just get straight into it, because I had this one guy, he was telling me, he was like, I know some natives in Canada and they're not black. I'm like, of course they're not, because that's not where our ancestors, you know, that's not the area our ancestors inhabited. You know, that's not where the black Indians lived. All right. So this is the map right here. This map is showing you Indian territories, and a lot of these names you see right here are black tribes for the most part. And yeah, when you look into it, this area is pretty much New England area or whatever, New Netherlands. Yeah, because like when you look into the Dutch, this is where the Dutch landed. This is where the Dutch landed. And as you can see, it's pretty much the same area as this other map. It's the same area. And the Dutch depict these people, natives, as black. This is how they depicted them. I mean, you got to put two and two together, and this is what you get. You have more depictions right here. And so, what you have here is what really went down is I remember posting a video about the news from New England, like the wars, and as you can see, they called the people Moors, and that's like if you research like the Dutch or whatnot, they're they call like their word for black is pretty much Moor or Moors. So put two and two in together, and this is what you get. So, and this war right here is King Philip's War. Actually, all this right here is an account of King Philip's War and Metacomet's rebellion. So when y'all have the free time, research that. And when you research it, you're gonna see that after everything was done and you had a lot of Indians sold into slavery, prisoners of war, just like I said, just like that, prisoners of war. So that's what happened. And when you look into the tribes, like so let me go back to this map. So right here, this map, you have the Nipmuc, and I'm gonna show you a few photographs of the what was left of the Nipmucs. So right here, this is the chief. The chief is standing to the left in front of another Nipmuc, but this is Chief Cisco, and he's a chief of the Nipmuc, or was, And here are some more photographs of the Nipmuc. And this is pretty much what's left. This is what's left 200 years after wars and slavery, because photography wasn't invented until the late 19th century. And another thing, let me cover that as well. So like, you know how you had Manifest Destiny, and by the time like Manifest Destiny was happening, you had the photography became a new thing. And so as Manifest Destiny was going on, they were photographing, a lot of new tribes, and these are the Plain Indians that they were taking pictures of, like, and that's what became the mainstream new image of an Indian, was the Plain Indians, the Plains Indians, and these people inhabited the plains, the Midwest, and all those areas. Those were not our people. Yeah, those were not our people, and that's what the confusion seems to be, because like people that became like the image of a Native American or an indigenous American, and those people, I want to say they are uh native to the Americas. Like they were here before the Europeans, but I really don't think they were here before us, because they were nomads. Those were nomadic tribes. They were travelers. So they really didn't have a lot of the Asian type Indians really didn't have settlements. They were more a lot of them were nomads, travelers. They had those tents, while our people were more of, this is our home. This is our, that's why we were fighting too. That's another reason why we were fighting, like, because English and Europeans, or what, all these European nations, they were coming in, trying to take over our homeland. And that's the reason why we was fighting. Like the pretty much the black Indians, they were farmers, agriculture, corn, all that stuff. That's what we was doing. We lived on the land. We wasn't traveling like the and setting up tents like the Plains Indians. Like they were like, hunting buffalo. Like they were hunter gatherers. That's what they were. Nomads. While we were set like this was our homeland, like for the most part. But like, so when you have dang, I lost my train of thought. Let me see. Um, so yeah, pretty much after this, yeah, you had people sold into slavery. So when you look into it, you had the Nipmuc. When you look into the Nipmuc, you know they joined Metacomet's rebellion, and many of the Nipmuc were, um, they were sent to Deer Island, and they were sent to slavery. Like you're gonna hear about them dying from the disease. Like you're gonna hear a lot of disease talk and all that. But when you look into it, many of these people were just sold into slavery in the West Indies, and then some were brought back, and then you had and some of them were not brought back. Like some of them were they were just trading around Indians or indigenous Americans, indigenous black people, and that's what really happened. And yeah, so yeah, when you look into it, just do the research. Like, please do the research, and you'll get a better understanding. And so the tribes on this map I'm showing y'all, majority of these tribes were black.
The Wampanoag Way. Meet Tashima and Storm. They're sisters. They're members of the Wampanoag tribe.
Hey, girls.
The girls live typical lives in Massachusetts. They go to school. They ride bikes. They hang out and have fun. But sometimes they get to do something very special. They show others what life was like for their people 400 years ago. That's what some members of the tribe do at the Wampanoag home site. Let's go for a visit. We'll step back in time as the girls show us what life was like for the Wampanoag people in the 1620s. The Wampanoag have been living in the Northeast for thousands of years. They were the group of people that the Pilgrims met when they first arrived in America in 1620. Here we are at the home site. The sun rises. It's time to wake up. The family is cozy in their weetu. A weetu is a Wampanoag home made of branches and tree bark. It's a warm, clear day. The girls go outside and have some breakfast. Their sister cooks it over an open fire. They eat nasump, which is hot corn porridge. They sweeten their nasump with berries. They're a little thirsty. Time to get a drink. A spring runs through the home site. The girls dip hollowed-out gourds into the water and fill them up. The water is cool and fresh. Parents encourage kids to run around, play, and have fun. The girls love to play a game called double ball. Nice catch. Kids also help the adults out with chores. The Wampanoag grow corn. Big flocks of blackbirds want to eat the corn. The girls climb up high and yell and shout at the blackbirds. They're like human scarecrows. They scare those hungry birds away. Time for a break. The girls pick some sumac berries with their dad. Then they brew them into a delicious hot tea.
I liked it.
One more cup, please. The Wampanoag live by a river. The girls take a ride on a mishoon to visit friends up the river. Mishoon is the Wampanoag word for boat. It's made from a tree trunk. Back at the home site, the girls grind some corn for stew. Each girl gets a turn. It's a chore, but it's also pretty fun.
Yep.
Their mom cooks quail over the fire. She'll put it into the stew. Looks scrumptious. The girls relax by making some beads out of clay. They'll make them into necklaces. Storm shapes one of her beads into a spiral. It's been a long, busy day. The girls are getting tired and the sun is going down. They play with dolls before bedtime. And then they cuddle up and go to sleep. Their bear fur blankets are so warm and soft. Good night, girls.